saying not you see?
Yeah.
Something wrong there.
Okay.
All right, let's go on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Which technical difficulties, eh?
Okay, sorry.
Alright, okay.
Okay.
No, this have to turn.
Okay.
Right. This is better.
Okay, cool. Push it back. Yeah.
Put it back.
Okay. Well,
Go live, you ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we have to start
Mhm.
over, right?
Mhm.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Father, thank you, Lord, for guiding us and protecting us. Touch each and every one right now viewing this live. If you are sick, Father God, heal them in no other name but in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
If you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to say happy birthday. May God continue to bless you richly to see many, many more days to come, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So, Philia, how you doing? How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I pretty much preparing for our move. I mentioned before that I found a place that I really love. It's back in Brooklyn. I didn't think I was going back to Brooklyn, but sometimes God has a way of bringing you back to the source. It's on Avenue K between 51st and 52nd. So please keep us in prayer. I've already put a deposit down. We've given all our documents. It's just a matter for the landlord to say yes, and yes to the dress, yes to the house, yes to everything. So
Okay, great. Good night, June. Good night,
so
night.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes. So, word of the week. You have a word.
Word
pass?
of the week.
Yeah.
Is... Where's my drum roll? Okay. Where did you go? Word of the
Good
week.
night, Alicia. Good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you for logging in.
My word of the week disappeared, but I have it here.
Okay, no problem. You know when you're going live, is it?
I know.
Yeah.
Tractable.
Good night, Marina. Good night, ladies. And we have a trivia coming up.
Yes.
For a swag ticket
Mm-hmm.
for Saturday. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys were watching our segments because it's going to be about the segments we have going on here.
Yes.
Okay?
Looking forward.
All right.
Looking forward. Okay. So the word of the day or week is tractable. So tractable is used to describe someone or something that is easily led, managed, taught, or controlled. Tractable.
Tractable. Very
Yes,
nice.
yes.
Jason, good night. Thank you for locking in. We missed you for a couple of weeks, but I know the situation. So thank you again.
Thank you.
So I have a health tip for you guys, and it's abnormal pain.
Okay.
Right? You know that awful feeling, you are nauseous, your stomach feel like it's tied in a knot, and you don't even want to move? What does this pain means? Well, let's talk today about the abdominal pain. Abdominal pain.
Yes.
So what causes abdominal pain?
Yeah.
Almost everyone has pain in their belly at one time or another. Most of the time, a serious medical problem is not the cause, and how bad your pain is doesn't always reflect the seriousness of the problem causing your pain. You may feel a very bad pain and you have gas or stomach cramp due to viral gastronitis, better known as a stomach virus. And some life-threatening conditions such as colon cancer or a very early cause of appendicitis may cause only mild pain or no pain at all. The important thing to know about abdominal pain is when you need immediate medical care. Less serious causes of the pain includes constipation, irritable bowel syndromes, food allergies, lactose intolerance, food poisoning, and stomach virus. Other more serious include appendicitis and abnormal aortic aneurysm, bowel blockage, cancer, and gastritis reflux. Sometimes you may have abnormal pain from a problem that isn't in your belly, like your heart attack, menstrual cramps, or pneumonia.
Uh-huh.
So what do you do about that pain? Well, if you have a mild, first in a few hours, if you are vomiting, wait 6 hours and then eat small amount of mild food like rice, applesauce, or crackers. If your pain is higher in your abdomen and occurs after meal, anti 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 acid like
Okay, antacids, right.
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 may
That's what
help,
we do.
especially if you are feeling heartburn or indigestion. You should seek medical attention if you have chest, neck, or shoulder pain. Call your doctor if you have any of these symptoms, right? And why I wanted to read about this today is today I got a sharp pain in my stomach, right? And it was very uncomfortable. Now I had bought some food and it was leftovers, so I heated it up. I took about 3 spoonfuls and then that pain, but I could have feel like if it was a
It was
gas
coming
pain
back.
too, but I had fruits and tea and everything. But probably the food wasn't good.
Right.
So
Right.
my stomach, one time I have a funny stomach.
Wow.
You
So
understand?
the minute that happens, it immediately recognizes something.
Yeah,
is
and
off.
I just throw it away.
Okay.
So leftovers food, you have to be very careful.
Right. Because sometimes
Because it was
there's
shrimp
right.
and rice, like a fried rice
Okay.
and vegetable.
Okay.
So, and I bought it.
Right.
It's not like if I cooked it.
Right.
So something in that
Definitely
make the stomach
upset your
one
stomach.
time,
Yeah.
and it just had me feeling,
Right. Queasy.
no,
and
yeah.
not
So I was
good.
drinking hot water for the rest of
Okay.
the afternoon, but I just had dinner
Okay.
and I'm
And now
feeling
you're
very
feeling a
good.
little better.
Yeah.
That's good. One thing we always like to say is that your body doesn't lie to you. Your body's like the first defense usually before you even go to the doctor. It's made for that. We reject things that are not good for us and we welcome things that are. So whenever you have a stomachache, a headache,
Any kind of pain
ache,
that
right,
you know is not.
something is going on with
Yeah.
your body.
And I went to work good. I
Right.
had fruits.
Right.
I had my normally I have my oatmeal and I drink a cup of tea. And when I just had
After
about
that.
2 spoonfuls of that food,
Right.
I
Immediately you
just
started
one time
feeling-
started feeling sick.
Right. So it could have been something in the shrimp because
Yeah.
it was seafood.
Yes.
Could have been extra bacteria that was
Yeah.
spoiled. It could have been anything, but I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad the hot water definitely was a good idea.
Yeah, my
Hot water is some
coworker,
type
she
of-
was like, Phyllis, let me get some hot water for you.
Right.
And I got the
Yeah.
hot water. But
So-
I could have feel too, like
Mhm.
if gases
Was
through my
going
body
on,
kind
right.
of way, you know?
So the hot water and sometimes lemon, that would help too.
Yeah,
It kind of,
She asked if I wanted lemon, but I
Right.
just said,
the hot water
just
was
take the
fine.
hot water.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. I'm glad it worked out.
All right.
So,
Remember, we are not doctors. We're just giving health tips, guys.
health
Just
is a week
know
after
your
you.
body and just know your body.
Yes.
Right?
Very important.
So today we want to have a little discussion about how to accept the things you cannot change.
Mhm.
And I think we know and share this common with each and everyone on this chat.
Mhm.
Because sometimes when we sometimes tend to look at our past,
Mhm.
we wish if we could change things. But your past is your past, so
Right.
you can't go back.
Right.
Right? And going forward, you want to do things the correct way, or you want to do things in the right way. Right? Sometimes there's a right way, sometimes there's a wrong way. You know what I mean? So we just chatted. So you want to start, or you want me to read, or what you want me to do?
Yes, I can start that reading. So we want to talk about how to accept things that you cannot change. So it says acceptance and commitment therapy, which are skills to use to survive. Now, be in the present moment. When we are anxious or worried, our minds tend to wander to concern about the future. But right now, that is often when this is going to end or what is happening in the fail. And it's typically not the more adaptive future thinking of planning. So it says, to cope, we need to work to be present or really let go of our worries and just be in the moment. Try to notice when a thought has you hooked, and instead of getting caught in it, work to let go and come to the present moment.
Right.
One strategy to help with this is noticing your 5 senses. What can you see, hear, feel, taste, and smell? Another is through breathing or gently allowing your own awareness or attention to find your breathing. You should be noticing all of the sensations of breathing in and out. If you feel activated in your body, it can help to exhale longer or close your eyes for a few minutes. When you open them, Orient, okay, that means get your bearings to your
Mhm.
surroundings, meaning the moment you are in is not a future one. So if we focus on what we imagine or fear or our future, we tend to borrow pain and it brings additional suffering. So being in the moment is more manageable, and it also makes sure that we don't miss anything or being in our own heads. Because
Right.
you know, once you get into your head, you start to imagine things sometimes that are not there, and you start to stress yourself because you're wondering about things that have not even occurred.
Right. And I just want to say, accepting what you cannot change is always a way of saving yourself a lot of energy and
Mhm.
time, and living in the present moment. To accept that you cannot change, you need to focus on the things you can control. Find the lesson, look at the positive aspect, and forgive yourself. You also need to know that you are not alone,
Right.
right? And that through the experience and hardship, you will gain wisdom to know the difference between what you can and what you cannot change.
Right.
And I think this is so important, and we all could relate to situations like this, you know. And I think when you accept the things that you cannot change, you can move forward,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
Perfect example. I always hear change is a process,
Right.
and it starts now. So if we want to change things in our life, we cannot wait for next week.
Right. Wait till Monday to
We
start
can't
your
wait for
diet.
Monday. Yeah,
You
we
start
can't
now.
wait for things and say, okay, I have a New Year's resolution, I'm going to the gym, and you
Right.
don't go to the gym.
Right.
You know, so it starts within yourself. You know, start with 5 minutes,
Right.
10 minutes.
That helps.
And you increase
build.
it. Consistency,
Yes.
I would say, has a lot to play with um accepting
Making change and be effective.
Yeah, and
Yes.
and letting it be effective. Like you say, you know what, no one is going to steal my joy today.
Right.
And you block those negative senses out.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
and you have to do that, especially in our personal life,
Yeah.
our private life, our work life.
Yes. You have to set
Our
those boundaries. It helps.
anywhere you go,
Mhm.
Target, the gross, anyway.
Anywhere.
You understand? Because sometimes little things could trigger us.
Right.
And we don't want to get triggered.
Right.
We always have to stay conscious. Sometimes, you know, we in the unconscious mind, and we tend to act quickly.
Which is why they say stay in the present. Because when you stay in the present, that is the thing you can control. Once you start going beyond yourself or go into your head, that becomes out of control, because now at that point, other factors start to determine why and how you feel.
So let's hear from you out there.
Yeah.
What is something that you are struggling to change, or would you adapt to change? Or give us your remedy of how accepting change in your life, what it can do to help others out there. What do you
Right.
think?
Well,
So that's a question, you know, for you guys out there.
definitely think about it, because we definitely want to see what are your routines or suggestions. But something that I learned in like a therapy session years ago, and it's funny because I'm seeing it here in this article. So it says, according to Dr. Hayes, a good way to be self-compassionate is to ask, if you met yourself as a kid with thoughts like the ones you're thinking, or worries like the ones you're worrying about, what would you do or say? And then the thing would be, well, could you do that with yourself right now? So this is an example. When you're going through things, you're going through it as an adult.
Right.
You feel like the world is against you.
Right.
You feel like sometimes God has forsaken you.
Yes.
You feel like no one cares, no one loves you.
Right.
All these horrible things.
Yeah.
And you feel like it's never going to end.
Yeah.
It's difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Now, what would you, after you've overcome it, because you overcome it, that's why you're here, right?
Right.
You already know what you've been through to get to where you are. So when things start to repeat themselves, it's because we never really learn our lesson from it.
Correct.
Because once you learn your lesson, you know the thing that you have to do to avoid that problem.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And if the problem comes to you anyway, you know how to circumvent it so you don't get drawn back into it, because you know what it takes to come out of that problem.
Right.
So an example of that, I think I even gave this on our morning Bible study. I said, when you're playing a video game or a game on your phone, for instance, like a Candy Crush or whatever, Whenever you get to the part that your man died, right?
Yeah.
When you play the second time, you know exactly what happened to make your man die. So you try something else.
Right.
Sometimes you get it, sometimes it dies again. But by the time you start to do it again, you realize that you've gone further in the game.
Right.
Because now you know what it has taken for you to overcome that. It's the same thing with our life. It's not as simple, but the theory is the same thing. Once you've overcome it, now you know the things that you need to do to get back to that same space. So what would you tell your younger self? For me, I was like hurt and molested by a very close family member at the age of 6. So I always go back to that 6-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to the 6-year-old little Philia they call Baby Suma. Baby Suma, what can I tell you? And I say, you're going to be okay.
Right.
You're going to get through it. You're not going to die from this. You're going to become stronger from this. You're going to be a walking testimony for others that have been through this. You're going to teach your girls how to protect themselves from people who are like this. This is what I say to my 6-year-old self who was hurt, who wasn't protected by family members. In fact, was very hurt by family members.
Right.
So this is a great way to have self-compassion, to self-reflect. When you feel like things are going horribly, that's the time to look back and say, let me look at that little girl or that little boy in any traumatic experience that you've experienced. Think about it. You overcame it, and now you're an adult today.
Right.
So the same.
So would you make the same mistake as a child?
You would not.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I love that analogy. I love that theory, and it's definitely something. If you continue to practice, you'll realize that things are not as big as you're making it.
Right.
And even when they are, God is able.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you just you pray and you leave it to God to fix it for you. As long as you do your part, God, you have to allow God to do his part.
I think I like that too.
Yes.
I have like a mirror effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I watch myself in the mirror and I say, you are loved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you will accept things and you would not accept things. You know, and I talk to myself. I talk to myself in a mirror and I talk to my Lord, you know, and I think my struggles or crossing that journey of life for me is that once I get burned, I just learn. I don't burn twice.
Gotcha.
You know, when I done, I done.
That's it.
When I cut you off, I
You're done.
cut you off.
Okay.
So I already programmed myself to change.
Right.
And what I realize is people will always be people.
Mm-hmm.
People will come into your life. You accept them.
Right.
You're 100 with them.
Right.
And as soon as something happens, the disappointment comes.
Right.
And the betrayal and the gossip and the backstabbing, you know.
Right.
And sometimes I said, you know, to myself, people will always be people.
Yes.
So nothing in my life shocks me about
Anymore.
people and moments and things that go on.
Right.
Because sometimes you think the person who you least expect it from, give it to
Those
you.
are the ones. Yes.
You understand?
100%.
So I think with me, I always ask God to renew my mind,
Mm-hmm.
renew changes. Yesterday is gone. Make me be a better person than yesterday.
Good point.
You understand?
Good point.
So that works for me.
Good
Now
point.
you out there might have something that works for
different.
you.
And we
You
want to
can
hear
tell
it.
us.
Please
We want
tell
to
us.
hear it. You know, because what it say here,
Mm-hmm.
if you accept what you cannot change and learn to live with it, it will stop to be an issue and stop to bother about it.
Mm.
All right. When you accept what you cannot change, you save yourself a lot of energy,
Right.
time, and can devote your time to be better things.
Right.
Better thinking about the situation you cannot change. Right?
Good point.
Some people might misinterpret what I have said
Mm-hmm.
and think that accepting situations means giving up.
Mm.
Others might regard acceptance as an excuse
Mhm.
for laziness and doing nothing.
Right.
This is far from the truth,
Yes, it is.
right? Because most likely me, I walk away and doesn't look back.
Right. Right.
For me, I don't study about, you know what, this happened to me 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Why me? Think.
Right.
No,
Right.
no.
No,
I
it's-
try to not let that negativity
Mhm.
around me, inside me, and people around me.
Right.
So once you toxic around my circle or within my life, you gotta go. You're not adding to my life.
So that's a good self-preservation tactic, right?
Yes.
So now, on the other hand, right, you give that example saying that people think that if you accept something, then that means you have failed. But
Right.
there's a serenity prayer that I tried to memorize, and I
Right.
think it's always a great one. And it says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
I think that's such a beautiful, in fact, I have it in my bathroom, I have it in my room, because I think when we try to figure out what God's plan is, we sit there and we go in circles because
Yes.
no one knows.
No one.
Even you, when you have discernment, is because you're asking God for questions, right?
Right.
And He's giving you the answers.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you still don't know what that future is. So I think that is really important to, when something is inevitable, because change is inevitable, it will happen. But when it comes your way, you have to be prepared at all times. Whether it's a negative thing, then you rebuke it. If it's a positive thing, you embrace it. If it's, a confusing thing, you pray for discernment. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And if it's a horrible thing, you grin, you bear it, you pray, you ask for cover, being covered by the blood of Jesus. You pray to God for, to bestow all of the armor of God to protect you from spiritual warfare. But at the end of the day, there's still a way to get through it. We talk about tornadoes. Tornadoes cause havoc.
Yes.
But the center of the tornado is the most peaceful. Actually, nothing is happening in the center.
Yes.
So if you look at how, when your life is chaotic, try to find that center. To me, the center is God. That's the center.
Yes.
That's where the peace is. So when there's so much chaos, He actually wants you to get closer to Him.
Yeah.
Because that's when you start to call out. That's when you start to pray. That's when you start looking and seeking refuge and for salvation. And I really believe that is why those negative things sometimes occur. So think of your chaos like a tornado. You want to find the center. The center is having a personal relationship, going into prayer, meditating, setting your boundaries, learning to become more self-aware, self-preservation.
Yes.
Don't burn yourself out.
No.
Don't do too much for people who are not pouring back into you.
Exactly.
All of this is part of that awareness.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes time. People like me, sometimes it takes multiple times
Right.
before I'm like, okay, God, you've been sending that lifeboat and I keep ignoring and saying, send me a red, send me a blue, send me a yellow.
Right.
You've already sent it to me. I have to open my eyes and realize, oh, this is the life jacket that He keeps sending me,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm like, wait a second. I thought this person was all about me or all about my well-being, but I'm starting to see things. I'm starting to see there might be a little jealousy. There might be
true vision.
there might not be as
Sincere.
some ill intent, some
Yeah.
malintent,
Yeah.
some just something not as genuine.
Yeah.
But I'm picking it up because
Yes.
I'm becoming closer to God. So I think that discernment is becoming like a spider sense a little bit. Like I feel it, I detect it, I know it, and I'm like, I watch. I'm
Yes.
like, okay, now I know.
Yes.
And I know how to
sometimes
move.
that's why I love be still and know
Yes.
that God
Is in
is
control.
in control.
Yes.
And I think June is saying here, it's better to remove yourself and put those people behind you. Don't feel guilty or beat up yourself about the situation. Make peace with the situation and yourself.
Right.
God only put people in your life for as long as He wants them there.
Right.
When you are doing good, not everyone can handle it,
Mhm.
even the ones closest to you. Amen to that. And I
Good
also
point.
see that sometimes in life we all have struggles.
Yes.
And people doesn't know your journey or your
Right.
or especially if it's not a murmurer, or especially if it's a person who doesn't have problems financially, relationship wise, work wise, and you don't share that with them.
Or at least you don't share it.
You don't
because
share
we all
it.
go through stuff.
We all go
Right.
through stuff,
Mhm.
but sometimes my mother always say,
Right.
there is things you could talk and
Right.
things you don't talk.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So people get a lot of perception.
Right. Very true.
right?
Mhm.
And they go with the perception about that person.
As opposed to knowing the real truth
So,
behind it,
you know, last week I was in Atlanta training.
Mhm.
So we have this guy who works with us. He
Mhm.
is so quiet.
Mhm.
I never thought this guy would have been so funny.
Mhm.
And he has a sense of humor, but I've never seen that side of him, you know? Because in class now we have to do role play.
Right.
So they'll give us scenarios, whether it be three or a group, to
Mhm.
act out, whatever. And man, I was like, oh my God, he
Right.
is so funny. And I was telling my coworker that today. I said, you know, you really cannot judge a book by its cover.
No, because he's
You
always
really
quiet
can't
and
go
stern.
all, no, he's not still. He's
Mhm.
just quiet.
Quiet. You just don't know he has that
No.
funny side.
Yeah, and
Right.
it comes out,
Right.
you know, because we're playing card, playing
Right.
Monopoly, and he is such a cool guy.
Right.
And I was like, you would have never thought
Look
that.
at that. Yeah.
You know?
That's
So
interesting.
sometimes, you know, people tend to always
Right.
judge you.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
and I think the older I grow, Philia, I don't have a tolerance for that.
Okay.
I think my tolerance level is so low for
Right.
those things
Mhm.
that I don't even feed into it.
Gotcha. Well, you know, it's funny because
You know what I'm
part of what they were saying is that you can love from afar, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
You
No
can,
malice.
yeah, no malice.
Love
you
in
don't
your
have,
house.
You don't have to have ill intent,
Tent, yeah.
but you have to also protect your heart, protect your surroundings, protect your
Especially
own
if you're the
families.
giver. You know, you're the
Right.
person who
Right.
going, you use the go-getter.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you in control.
Right.
Your compass steering.
Right.
And you're moving with it.
Right.
Sometimes people doesn't like that.
Right. Right.
You know, it
Right.
is like where did they say something, Betty?
Petty
Betty.
Betty.
It's like Petty Betty.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So sometimes, you know, you have to change your surroundings,
Right.
and change things around you,
You
and
do.
just make a change sometimes.
Right.
Because with your life,
Mhm.
as an example, 2 years ago
Mhm.
to now has
Woo.
changed drastically,
Drastic.
and you wouldn't have seen that 2 years ago,
Had I stayed in
you
that.
know.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, change is a process,
It is.
and that process starts. And I always say, Philly, you gotta buckle it up,
You always do.
tough yourself. You know,
And-
sometimes tough love
Mhm.
is good.
And the thing is, because people tend not to like change, that's why they stay and compromise.
Right.
Because for me, even though I knew my situation was toxic, I was like, it's better I know the old devil than the new devil, right?
Yeah.
Because I already know the old devil. I know his move, know what he's capable of, know what he's not capable of. New devil might come in looking like an angel and be the demon in disguise. So I was always afraid to take a chance, even though I knew this was not healthy. So again, with support, love, encouragement, prayer, I was able to walk away. I feel like I freed myself from something that could have gone completely left.
Different.
And it was
Yeah.
already going left. And
Yeah.
I was going left with the left
Right.
until I was like, no,
Yes.
I'm a child of God. I go right. I
Right.
do not continue in that direction. So it took a lot because I was afraid to change. It took a lot because I was afraid of the unknown. It took a lot because I didn't have faith that everything was going to be okay. That really is what it is. And
Yeah.
once I took that leap of faith, honestly, everything is
In
continuing,
alignment. Yes.
is continuing to become
be
in
in
alignment.
alignment,
And I
yeah.
pray for that trajectory, that it doesn't veer me off. And if it does, God has proven too many times for me that he keeps things in alignment. So if it's off, I know there's some temporary thing that needs to happen
Right.
for me to shift, and then I will shift accordingly.
Right.
So yeah.
Nicole is saying sometimes we sell people short by being judgmental.
Mhm.
I think that's
Very good point,
That's
Nicole.
very important because people doesn't even know your story,
Mhm.
and sometimes they may just see you and say, "I don't like that
Right.
girl."
Right.
You know, you don't know this person from Adam,
Right.
but they tend to start to judge you
Judge you.
one time. They don't
Mhm.
know if you had growing up, your shoe had a hole in it.
Mhm.
They don't know if your clothes was ripped.
Mhm.
They don't know the type of family background
Right.
that you grew up
Right.
in. You know, people sometimes may not want to talk about the past
Right.
like that.
Right.
You know, and that's why I always say we cannot judge people.
Right.
You know, we have to just accept and support.
Right.
I believe in supporting a lot because in this day and age that we living in, I don't even think all that shenanigans should be relevant because life is so short.
Right.
COVID took a lot of people passed away. So nobody got no time to have no ill feeling against people.
Right.
You know, we getting up every day and thanking God, hey, we are alive today. I can get up. I don't have any pain.
Right.
You understand? So change, we always have to say, you know what, and speak to ourselves and speak it into existence.
Right.
I want a better job. Go at it. I
Right.
want to start cooking and selling.
Right.
Do it. Don't just say it. Don't just be a procrastinator.
Right.
You know, so we have to do that. Accept of situation that you cannot change is wisdom and
Right.
not passivity, and has nothing with giving up and should not be excuse for positivity, right? You cannot change the past. You cannot change your past. And regretting and feeling bad about it is not going to change it.
No.
However, you can learn
Mhm.
to stop dwelling on the past and move on in your relationship,
Right.
in your work environment.
Everything.
You will
Friends,
always
family.
meet a negative Nancy.
Correct.
Somebody always, no matter what your company do.
Mhm.
Oh, I hate working here.
Right.
Well, leave.
Right. Right. Right.
You go and oh my God, another day again.
Right.
And you're not doing anything
Right.
about it. Why should you now come to be, you know, like you're like a cancer to your rest of
Right.
workers, your family. Okay, you want a house, work towards it. You want to buy a car. You want to move from New
Yeah.
York City.
Instead of
Make a
complaining,
plan instead
affect
of
change.
yeah.
Right.
Stop
Affect change and
murmuring.
Stop.
Stop
Right.
murmuring.
Complaining and nagging people, saying I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not going to be able to get this. First
Right.
of all, you know, even I think today we talked about speaking life into your life, right? Speaking positivity, because they say life and death is in the power of the tongue. So
Right.
when you speak positivity, positive things will come. You
All
will
the
start
time.
to attract it
Yes.
because nothing else is there, you
Yes.
know. And when you have blessings and you bless others, they fall somewhere.
Yeah.
They don't just go on the floor. They're gonna fall on people. They're gonna fall on your family, your generations, your future generations. That's how blessings work. All those prayers that your mother used to pray for you.
Yes.
That's why half the times things could have happened to you and it didn't.
Yes.
Trust me, it's all those blessings that helped.
Yes.
So it's really, really important to continue to pray for others. That's also a very important thing. Don't hold malice, because
No.
you block your own blessings.
Yes.
That's what they're saying, that you can let go without necessarily being close to people.
Right.
You can let go because you get burdened with the anticipation of not liking people or not accepting them or not forgiving them. That stuff is a burden.
It is.
It's not free. When you're free, you're like, you know what, you did this to me and I'm not even mad at you,
No.
but I will pray for you.
Yes.
That's, to me, ultimate freedom.
Yes.
That is an ultimate freedom that we all need to get to, and I pray that we all can get there, because all of us have been hurt by someone.
Yeah.
You know, but have you truly forgiven them? Forgiving them doesn't mean talking to them.
Right.
Doesn't mean being their friend still or being close to them. It just means when you see them, you don't harbor the ill feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
Just hey and keep
hey,
it moving.
keep it moving. I'm
You
not
know?
gonna be like, I remember when you used to do this to me when I was 6 years old. It's like,
And
okay.
hold on to that.
And hold
you
on
know?
to that. No, because that means they won.
Yeah.
You're letting them win. You're not
Yes.
winning. They're winning.
Yeah.
So it took me some time, and for me, I had to realize it when my oppressors died. When my father died, who didn't protect me, and then when my godfather, who actually molested me, when he passed, I'm like, these people can't even say sorry to me.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do with all this hate and all this? Like, I wanted to go back in the grave and re-kill them if I could, right? Just because it felt like that's the only thing I can do to get out my hurt. But
Right.
no, it's like I have to forgive, because I feel like they knew better, but hey, if you know better, you'll do better. And they did whatever they did with what they had, and they might have been hurt and gone through stuff too. Obviously, they weren't saved, because if they were, they wouldn't have done it.
Right.
And it was just all these things, and it took years. And then for me, there's always a constant reminder, because my son looks exactly like my father. He crosses his legs. He's been crossing his legs since he was 2. What 2-year-old crosses his legs like a
Right.
European?
Yeah.
It's like spitting image, the nose, the
Yeah.
locks. And it's just like, no matter how much I try to get away with it, God is like, no, it's in your face. It's in your DNA. That is your father. You cannot hate your father.
Right.
He did not protect you, but he's passed.
Yes.
Let me deal with him.
Let that pass with
Let
him.
that pass with him.
Yeah.
You cannot now take it out on your son or be mad at your son because he looks like him. That's what
Right.
DNA is. That's what
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
And for me, having that constant reminder, I had to I had to forgive, because then I probably would have taken it out of my son disliking him because he looks so much like my dad, and I still have unresolved issues with my dad.
Right.
So something, and you talked to me about it so many times, it's like, you got to let it go. You got to
Yeah.
pray for forgiveness, pray for your child that he
Yes.
doesn't, that he might look like your father, but he doesn't pick up those
Right.
habits and those
Yes.
spirits
You're
of your father.
rebuking the third and
Rebuke it.
fourth
Correct,
generation.
right.
Yes.
So it took some time. But now
and that's what we're saying. Change
Right.
is a process.
it's a process. Absolutely.
It's a process, and the
Mhm.
process should start today.
Right.
The Nada is saying your past is your biggest lesson. And
Thank
yes,
you, Zanona.
and that's why I say your past
Right.
is a test,
Right.
in order for us to give testimonies.
Absolutely.
Our
Absolutely.
living truth, what we went through,
Right.
what other people went through, they
Yeah.
could relate. That's why our show, people log on to it, because they could relate.
They can. Yeah.
To the things that we talk about, because it's real life issues.
They are.
We keep it real, we keep it
And we're
100.
transparent. And
You
that's
know?
what it is. I always say I'm a walking billboard. Very few things I haven't been through, haven't experienced, haven't known someone who experienced it. But I do take pride in the fact that I'm definitely a trooper. I'm definitely a soldier. I've been through
A lot.
so much and back, but I still smiled every
And
day.
it's still standing.
And I still stand.
And
I still
God
smile.
still have mercy.
And he has so much more to give.
And
I
every
know.
morning you get up, he has mercy.
Yes.
That's why he say he's a forgiving God.
Yes.
So
I'm so
you
grateful.
could sin and ask for forgiveness
Mhm.
100,001
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Nobody should be able to judge you for that.
Right.
He is the one, the author and the finisher
Yes.
of your
I love
life.
it. Of your life and your story.
Right?
And I love that.
How to change your attitude.
Mhm.
If you don't like one of your colleagues at work and you do not get along with him,
fire them.
have one there. Anger and resentment will not help. However, you can try to be friendly and stop being resentful.
Mhm.
What about if the person doesn't even want to say good morning? Or are you saying good morning to this person and they're not answering
Right.
you?
I've had a couple of situations, and
I had
I would
that
say
this
good morning, and they don't say anything. I'm like, okay, talking to myself, great, thank you. I just do that because I don't know what else to do. Because it sounds crazy that you say it loud and clear, and the person's done. I'm like, okay, great, good morning to myself. Hey God, thank you, good morning. You cool? And they're like, this sounds crazy, but it makes me feel better because I'm like, I'm still gonna be good no matter what. You're not gonna take that from me.
Exactly.
So that's my reaction to it.
Mine's, I give the silent treatment. I doesn't say anything and ignore like if you never exist in that same room.
See, I don't like malice, and because I'm not
That is not
confrontational, so for
malice.
me,
It's that
you ignore.
yeah.
Right, it's
I
different.
ignore. I will talk to the person and I am, but I'm not going to have a conversation.
Now, do you talk to the person next to the person and completely ignore and talk to the next person?
I can do that too. Those things you have to master. Yes. You have to master it. You have to
I
master it.
cannot.
I'm speaking the truth. It's something you have to master.
Me, if there's one person I'm not too cool with,
June
I
said,
guess-
I ignore in a heartbeat. Yeah. Nicole is saying, I do it twice, and after that, it's no for me. So she's saying good morning. If you ain't say good morning, she ain't saying it again.
me, I need
Philly-
to hang out with y'all more.
Philly are going to be continue.
Yes,
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning again for the 20th time. Good morning, God. Good morning, everybody. This one ignores me again. Wonderful. You too. Like,
What about if you're going to like a store and you say good morning, nobody answers?
right.
Or you're going to a taxi, or it's just
Same
an
thing.
environment.
Yeah.
You just say morning is good morning.
Right.
Even
Right.
if you don't talk, I just think manners is manners.
Manners is manners.
Some people
yes.
just don't have no manners whatsoever. Anyway, suppose it's raining outside,
Mhm.
but you need to go to work, go to the grocery, or meet a friend. You cannot stop the train and you cannot fight the rain. Would you give up and stay at home, or wear a raincoat and go outside despite the rain?
Well, I don't like umbrellas because them things break. So for me, I just go out as it is and accept it and be looking crazy with the rain, all the hair dye dripping.
Yeah.
Like, where's your umbrella? I'm like, I hate umbrellas, but I don't hate it more than I hate this rain. Looking crazy, but that's my approach to life. You just go. and bring it
Marina
back.
is saying either say it still a good morning when
Right.
they don't respond.
Yes.
Yeah,
Marina,
Marina,
yes,
I
we
know
friends.
it's a work in progress for me. But if I say good morning and you ain't do it, Marina, you're not getting a good morning tomorrow. You understand?
Right.
Yeah. Arm's length.
Okay.
If it's very hot outside and you need to go somewhere, will anger and unhappiness change the weather? You cannot let thoughts about the weather to cause you suffering and unhappiness, and you cannot accept it and live with it. And Nicole is saying, I like that in Trinidad. Most people acknowledge you when you say hi or morning.
Right.
June say, I say it, but I am not waiting for the response.
Right.
Okay,
So you
June.
just say, you move
Yeah,
along.
yeah.
Good morning.
Say
Good morning. Good morning. Like, what's wrong with her? That's right. Or then there are people like saying, what's she so happy about? Like,
Yeah,
so, and
yeah.
I'm like, what happened to you? So, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
When you change your attitude towards people, situation, or circumstances, they stop bothering you and they stop causing your suffering. When you change your attitude, you start to feel better, you become happier, and you recognize opportunities to make changes. On many occasions, when you can change your attitude, the situation or circumstances you could not change begin to change. Are there any tools or ways to help with your attitude? Yes, they are, such as repeating affirmation, as you said, practicing visualization, and developing inner peace. I think inner peace is the key. The greatest one of all, because you know what? We need to get that inner peace that we sometimes don't have, or sometimes the person around you is suffering from inner peace and you have it, and they want to come to you with all these drama.
Right.
You know, and I think I call them blood suckers.
Yes, 100%. I call them blood suckers, vampires, because you have your light and they want to come take it.
They want to out it,
and they want to out it, or they want a part of it, and then they drain you in the process. You know, so that's the way I say blood suckers, vampires, they're all the same. Yes.
Good night, Betty Ann. I also think too, changing your circle is always good at times. And don't be in the same circle and do different things.
Yes, with different circles.
Yeah, you have a different outlook on life. You know,
right? Because people judge you by your company. Right. So at the end of the day, I think it's really important to surround yourself by people who are like-minded or who have a drive like you, who you can learn from. You shouldn't be around people who you can't learn things from.
And you shouldn't be around people who jealous you, who speaks bad about people, who's toxic. Because all these things add to your downfall.
They do. And they fall back on you too.
And it's hard on you because you're not like that. And when they push that on you, it's like negative Nancy. It affects you.
It does.
So I always say it's good to have different circles.
I agree.
And it's good to do different things. Don't keep going to the movie theater every Tuesday because you get half off. Change. Go to the park. Take a walk. There's so many things, museum and different things that you can see. And don't wait for a friend to take you anyway, as you will reach nowhere. So I think, changing up your routine.
Yeah.
June is saying some people doing the same old thing with nothing to offer and no plans for their future. And it's true. You're not learning nothing from me, and I cannot learn nothing for you. Where's the growth? 5 years from now, we still partying every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Same.
Nothing new.
In 5 years' time, what is your 5-year plan? That's why I ask anybody who come to talk to me. What is in 5 years? What you want to do? What you want to accomplish? Because if you don't have a plan, partner, you have problems.
You can't be a friend of mine.
No, you have to have a plan and say, you know what? I want to do this then. I mean, tomorrow is no promise to all of us.
Correct.
You're asking it if God's willing. But what I'm saying is,
you at least intend to have the plan.
the intention that you have. I think it should be very serious. Julie saying every Friday doing the same thing, posting the same thing.
Yes, June, you are funny. You're right.
June, it's true.
It's true.
And sometimes when I look at some people Instagram, it's a fake. Sometimes when I look at people's life, it's a fake because they're in the same khaki pants. They're just trying to shadow to make the public make them look like if they all this, that, and the other. And behind closed doors, there's a pommy one in a corner. So, that's why I always say I don't like saying I want to be like this one, I want to be like that one. Your life is your life.
Journeys.
Yes. Going home with no plans, no savings, nothing. So then what? Then they say, huh, you have it together. You this, you that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they start pointing fingers and thinking
And
that
saying,
other-
oh, she feels she all of this, that,
Right.
the other. You know, she feels she better than me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm better than you. I'm all this, that, and a bag of
a bag of chips. Yeah.
yeah,
I
because
think-
you have a plan.
Right. No, but I think it is important to have a plan. Don't stay stagnant. It's really important to, see yourself. And sometimes it's difficult to see yourself in 5 years, and that's okay. We don't always have to have a 5-year plan. We can have plans that lead to that 5-year plan, but
Have a plan.
have something, even
Yeah.
if it's a plan
Have
at the end of
goals.
the month.
You know what?
Have a goal at the end of the
Yeah,
month
I'm
and then a
trying
goal at the
to
end of
lose
the
some
year.
weight. I'm
Right,
trying to
right,
eat healthy.
right.
Something.
Go more
Sylvia.
to the doctor.
To
Blah, blah,
check
blah.
yourself
Right.
out.
Right.
Do something. Some
Very
people
important.
have no plan. They're
Right.
like dirty water.
And then you're just living your life every
And
day
you're just
like Groundhog
stagnant.
Day.
Stagnant.
Right.
You don't want to be around those people.
Right. And if you do, and if you are, then you
Change.
have to say something. Change it up.
Do
remove
things
yourself, do
differently.
things differently. Yeah,
Remove yourself.
I agree.
Try to, especially if you have kids and
Right.
you want betterment for them.
Right.
Take a trip. Take a family trip.
You should.
Oh, I
Mhm.
can't afford this. Phyllis, I want to be like
There are a
you
lot of
when I grow
free-
up. You don't want to be like
Right.
me.
There are a lot of free events in your state, in your
Yeah.
city. Look it up. You can literally look up free events for children, for adults, for couples, for teenagers, for elderly people. There's so much to do. We don't even touch
And
the,
they,
the
and,
top.
and yeah, it's free.
Right, and it's free. It's
You
free.
know?
Right.
June is saying have some kind of plan. Do something different. Go somewhere different.
Right.
Old and stale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
you know what, people don't want to change. Some people, I know my sister, she never
Mhm.
likes change. My big sister Angela doesn't like change. She's a Brooklynite.
Mhm.
She not leaving Brooklyn,
Right.
and she loves her inner circle, and that's it.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and that's how she is, and we have to accept it for what
For
it
what
is,
it is, right.
because she doesn't want to
Mhm.
change.
Mhm.
You know, so me, I will change in a New York minute.
Right.
So everybody is different, but I think, and make good choices, because when you grow older,
Mhm.
you tend to have a lot of regrets and then
Right.
stick in unhappy situations
Because of those previous mistakes. But you
Yeah.
have to realize also that every situation is not the same. Even if it looks like it mirrors it, it's really not the same. Sometimes we, get into situations, sometimes it's for rebound, sometimes you're trying to prove a point. It's like so many reasons, but always, 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 no matter what, stay focused, be intentional, be prayerful, because those are the things that are going to help you with your right choices. For sure.
Yeah, I think to get right with the Lord, get in alignment.
Yes.
Get
That to
some
me is
kind of
key.
belief, because
Once I did that,
people
I
who
really felt
don't
that.
have the Lord in them, they lost. June is saying worrying
Chaotic.
about the wrong things
Mhm.
to deflect from reality.
I like that,
That
June.
is a lovely saying there, June.
Mhm.
Because I think too that this world we live in,
Right.
people, especially with social media. Like, I was on the bus this morning going to work.
Mhm.
Why do your cell phone have to be in your hand all the
Right.
time?
Right.
It's like a sickness
Going to clubs,
know?
going to restaurants,
everywhere.
church.
That cell phone is like, I don't know.
It's almost like God. to them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like God to them. Look, I
Mhm.
went and washed the other day when I reached in the laundromat, my cell phone home. You think I coming back for the
Right.
cell phone?
Right.
I went and washed my clothes. I say,
And then came
whoever,
back.
when I come home,
Yeah.
If
you
I
see
have
a
a
missed
missed
call,
call,
you call them
you
back.
understand?
Right.
But I say to myself, these phones, and in the morning, 5 o'clock on the bus, who calling you?
Right.
You understand what I'm
Someone who
saying?
knows your schedule.
But I'm just saying that is a
Right.
sickness,
Right.
and you have your handbag, but you have it in your hand.
Right.
You're going to. It's so like a disease.
Mhm. Especially when you see people are not aware of their surroundings and they're so stuck and glued. That to me is very scary. Or crossing, like the other day I was in the city on the cell phone, not even looking left, right. Cab almost knocked her down. And it's like if he didn't beep his horn, she literally would have gotten hit.
Yeah.
Like just completely lost.
Yeah,
Lost in the
we
phone.
were driving to, and this lady didn't even watch left and the car
Mhm.
coming down. June is saying imaginary world they're living in.
Right.
It's true.
It's true.
Because the real world,
The real world, no,
it's
it's not so kind.
It's not kind
Right.
at all.
So I think that's really important. And you know, I understand, you know, the importance of having, you know, obviously your phone for emergencies, but you know, at the end of the day, what you're gonna do? If you're not a doctor who can save the life, then at the end of the day, there is someone who is going to attend to the emergency, you know. So even when you think of, oh, my kids or my this, not that that's not important, but you know, like I always tell my kid, you know, my son suffers from asthma, and I rebuke that he will continue it.
Right.
But you know, when the nurse keeps calling if I'm coming, I'm like, look, if there's an emergency, take him to the hospital. That's the direction. Don't wait on me to come. Like at the end of the day, take him where I can't help him. I'm driving. You know, I can't help him. I'm taking public transportation, whatever the case might be. Take him to the hospital. Take him to who can help fix him.
Yeah.
You know, and then I will meet you guys there. Thank you for your services, and then continue to stay with my son. So you got to start to think in those respects in the things that you do. Be purposeful and intentful.
Jason is saying it's a cold world.
Mhm.
June is saying the real world is hard and will challenge you.
Yeah.
Nicole is saying hence the reason families aren't close anymore. No communication. Phone in the bathroom, shower, at the dining table, everywhere.
Yep.
And it's truth. And if we don't change or put that that boundaries down,
Right.
it will continue.
It would
even
get
if you're
worse.
meeting someone,
Correct.
you're dating.
Yeah.
You know, why are you looking on your phone if you're going out on a date?
Right.
Give me that respect.
Mm-hmm.
No phones. If you're having dinner, put away the phone.
Put it
Let's
away.
have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The children of today cannot even communicate
No.
because parents give them that tablet to hush them up.
To hush them up and to keep the parents
And to
sane
keep,
too.
yeah, and to keep
And
them sane.
As I said, I'm guilty of it because I remember when my kids were little, anything.
But your children
keep
have
them quiet.
conversations
But
with
I'm
you.
glad they still
They-
have
they-
conversations
They're
because of
different.
right. But I had to say that, like, especially my son specifically, it's like he wasn't a kid that complained. At one, he would just be in that corner, just listening, watching this and that.
She said they can't. Juna saying they can't even write.
Right, they
It's
can't
true.
write.
They
They
get all
can't
this-
spell
Yeah, they can't
because
spell.
they wait for autocorrect.
Correct, and
And
autocorrect go
autocorrect
because
is now on the paper.
Yeah. You know,
It's terrible, Drew. It's very bad.
it is, you know. And last week in class, you know, like I always say, Delta Airlines,
Mhm.
2 words. Delta Airlines is not 2 words; it's 3 words.
Mm.
Delta Airlines on the logo,
Mm.
3 words.
Mm.
And you know, we had someone who came and was talking about building a resume and different things. And she said that is one of the things they look at. So you put Delta Airlines, you didn't even spell the company right.
Got you. That's interesting.
So, you know, so you learn so much too.
Right.
And I think with this course that I'm doing, this leadership
That's
course,
beautiful.
it, you know, it takes you back and
Mhm.
and it really makes you look. And I was like, wow, all these years I've been making this mistake.
Mhm.
Delta Airlines. But it's Delta Airlines.
Airlines. Nice.
3 words and not 2.
Mm.
And
I
I
love
was
that.
like, damn.
I didn't
Wow,
know.
everybody in class was
Now,
like, oh,
when
yeah,
you
well,
look at it, you see the capital L there too. It's like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know if I realized there's a capital L.
No.
But we see what we want to see.
yes, yeah, we see what we want to see.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good example.
Yeah. So, you know, it makes you aware.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm very aware.
Right.
You know, so again, you know, yeah, sometimes we have to change our thinking. We have to change our environment.
Right.
And it's always good because it's 41 of us that is in the course. So it's 41 different personalities,
Coming
different
together.
minds coming together, and you see things from a different perspective, and each one have a different background.
That's great.
So,
I
you
love
know,
that.
it makes you, that's why I say it's always good to create new beginnings with people.
Yes, absolutely.
Get new surroundings.
Mhm.
You know, get a feel. They don't have to be a personal friend,
Mhm.
but you know, sometimes when you're in a company, you could build bridges.
Right.
You know, I met someone in the line. I was having lunch and she was like, "You from Trinidad?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "I'm from Trinidad too." I said, "Good." She was like, "I work here," and she was telling me she in the tech department 2 years now. I said, "Well, I work in JFK." She was like, "Wow, what do you do?"
Mhm.
And then I tell her, I'm in the ACC, you know,
Mhm.
Airport Coordination Center. And she was like, wow, what do you do? And I was telling her, she said, sound interesting. So today she sent me an IM. And she was like, I like to learn more. So now I link her up with one of the persons that I know in Atlanta, so she could shadow them to see if it's somewhere she would like to move in the
Look at
company.
that.
So you never know.
You never
Look
know.
at you and I on
Yeah,
a plane.
That's true.
Just was like, you Trinity? Oh no, I'm Africa. Africa.
What are you
Yes,
doing?
where you
Right.
going me there?
Right.
You know, so you never know
never know.
your journey
You're
in
right.
life.
You're right.
And we as influencers,
Mhm.
we as parents, we as co-workers, we touch each
Right.
life every day.
Right. All the time. Yep.
And that's why we have to be kind.
Always. You just never know when that thing is going to come in handy, when all that kindness is going to be needed at this particular time. I think it's just very important, you know, to just always be mindful, compassionate, purposeful in the things that you do. You know, even if you want to lose your temper, think twice. Is it worth it?
I think too, they were
Mhm.
giving you like coping mechanism to
Right.
deal with it.
Right.
You know, I think like counting from 1 to 10 or just saying, excuse me, I need a minute, and you walk away.
Got you.
You
Yeah,
understand?
you see, I
Instead
see
of you going
ticket
off.
agents do that
Yeah,
sometimes when
yeah.
someone is being belligerent
Yeah,
with them.
yeah.
They literally just stop and they just walk away
Yeah.
and they come back and
So,
recenter.
yeah, because
really
you have to
interesting.
rethink your mind.
Right,
You have to
right.
renew your mind. Nicole is saying change begin with you as a person.
Right.
Anthony is saying once I cut you off, that's it, period.
Okay.
You know?
I want to be on your bad side, Anthony.
June is saying it might be bad, but I could hold the door open for you and act like I never meet you before. Once I cut you off, June, you and I like we are the same kind of thinking because I could do those things too, Philia. Philia, it's
You
Philia.
look like you crying to me for help, like Philia. I hope I like this. That is so funny. Wow.
But I think that's a skill.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's some practice, man. Me, I just avoid the room. I'm like, you know, I'm not going in that room today. I don't feel like dealing. I don't feel like looking at those people, or I don't want them looking at me. I just avoid it.
Marina is saying kill people with kindness.
Mhm.
That you.
That's me.
That
Yep. Marina.
You and
Best
Marina.
friends.
You
Let's
and
go.
Marina like all the
Best
same
friends to
boat.
the end.
Let them wonder. Yeah.
Like, yeah, don't she know I don't like her, but nope, no. Would you like something to drink? Want me to bring you back something? I'm like, damn, I hate her.
I had that funny story. So I went to my friend's mother wake last month. So we all at the table.
Mhm.
Now we used to deal with one individual at the table.
Mhm.
For some reason, she have unresolved issues.
Right.
So I was fixing everybody a drink. So I went, if I fixing everybody, I wouldn't pass you over.
Right.
I was kind enough, Philia, you'll be proud of me. I say, hello, do you want a drink? They kind of ignore me. I say, excuse me, do you want something to drink? She was like, yes, can I have a water? I said, no problem.
Right.
And I hand her the water.
Right. That's okay.
Just
Proud of
be
you.
kind.
I love that, boo. I love it. I'm rubbing off on you. That's very sweet.
But, you know, I be the bigger person.
Right.
But these days, I don't feel to be no bigger
I
person.
know. I want to be tiny, low, twerk.
You hear what Maria said? Always be the bigger person.
Exactly.
Marina, I'm trying, but you're not fed up be the bigger Marina, I'm fed up be the bigger person right now. I ain't gonna lie. I just drain, you know?
It does drain you. It does. But at the end of the day, you are who you are. I think we saw that. Continue to be who you are and strive to be a better version of
It's
yourself.
a work in progress. Okay, Marina.
Always. Yes. I love it.
All right. So what question are we going to ask them for this? Slow and steady. Yeah, Marina, but I'm nah, we just fall short sometimes. She said, nah, we just fall short sometimes. It's truth. But you know, sometimes you just feel drained. These days I feel drained. Right. You know? I don't feel to be bigger. I don't feel to apologize. I don't feel to be better. I just drained. Yeah, no, it's like my battery dead right now.
No Energizer Bunny here. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So what
Okay.
are we going to ask them?
All right.
Okay. So this one, we're going to ask a question. No energy for it. Seriously. June, you know. I'm so happy that I have friends that I could call and vent because I have my safe space.
Nice. And that's
you know?
really important.
And
to have.
that's
Yeah.
thank you, Philly, and thank you, June.
Thank you, baby.
Non-judgmental.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes. Amen. We look forward to that.
All the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
what
okay,
question?
guys, listen to the question, Philly. What are you gonna give them?
This
This is one swag ticket. It's for Saturday. This is my swag event. It's number 6, swag 6. It's $60 and cash bar. Come out. We have guest artists. We have rhythm section. You never know who you could meet in the backyard. Just come out and have fun. So we're gonna give away 2 tickets. Now we want to be fair, so we're not gonna give one person 2 tickets. All right, it's in
Right.
Queens on Saturday,
Right.
and we're gonna go with the first question. Feel like you give one, I give one.
Okay, can you give one first? Because
Okay,
I don't know
all
what
right, hold
direction
on.
I should do.
Because if we have to be Christ-like, we do have to be the bigger person, even when we don't want to be.
Yes, ABC.
Nothing
always be
wrong
Christ-like.
with being in your emotion once you don't stay in it.
Yes, give yourself an expiration date. Yes. Nicole.
Okay. All right. Question number 1, and whoever type it first, get in the ticket, right, Philia? So, on Motivational Monday, there is 1, 2, 3 things we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm.
You want me to remind you, or you know?
No, I have
right.
before.
Okay. So on Motivational Monday, Nicole, you in Trinidad, so you please don't answer. On Motivational Monday, there's 4 things we do all the time.
Yes.
Give us the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. You have a
Type
timer?
it in.
Type it in. First person type in,
Mm-hmm.
getting a swag ticket for Saturday. Okay, topic. Okay, hold on, Marina. Hold on. Hold on. Topic, health tip. Close out with highlights.
Mm-hmm.
One more, Marina. It's 4, Marina.
There's 4 things. You gotta put 4.
Okay. June.
Okay.
June. All right. Okay, so we're gonna give June and Marina. Right?
Okay, June.
All right. So
Okay.
Marina,
Mm-hmm.
she have topic, health tip, close out with a highlight. June and a guess, Marina. So she have 4.
Okay. Good.
And then June say prayer, health, word of the day, and topic.
All right.
Great.
Yes. June.
Yes. So Marina, your
have a
name
suit.
will be at the door.
Yes.
You won a swag ticket.
Yes.
And June, you have a swag ticket
all right.
for anybody that you want to give it to because you are on our swag team.
Yes.
Right?
that
That was good
was
though.
good though.
Yes, we
Thank
always
you.
start with a prayer.
Prayer always.
We always start our word of the week.
Yes.
We also give a health tip.
Yes.
And we shout out birthdays.
Yes.
And
okay.
sometimes we do really highlight.
Yeah.
Right?
Very good.
So
So thank you both of you. You
yeah.
both were correct in your assessment. Very good.
Oh my God, I won't, hubby. Okay, whatever, June, but you have a ticket. Okay? That
That's
was good
nice.
though.
That was really
That
good.
means you guys listening.
And you're paying attention.
And you're paying attention.
We love
we want to
you.
say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Come
That
out
was sweet.
and enjoy yourself on Saturday.
Mhm.
It's love in the house.
Always.
We have a door prize. It's going to be a television. That's going to be a raffle.
All right.
And then
I
we
need something for my new place, but
Yeah.
hopefully I'll win.
and then we have a best dress for male.
Okay.
We have a best dress prize for female. And then we have a door prize.
Okay.
All right.
What am I
So we
doing?
have, you never know, you might be a winner.
That's
Just
true.
keep the stub of your ticket.
Okay.
And on Saturday, God's willing, I have decided that my barbecue blessing is August the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that buy swag ticket,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to give it to them for $40 to enter with a bottle.
Oh,
So you keep your
God
stub
bless you. That's
because
nice.
it's going to be 20 years. I might do 30 or 40 for you special people,
Okay.
right? Because it's 20 years.
Mhm.
I'll be celebrating the barbecue blessing.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
And I just love giving back.
Yes.
You know, it's
that's
all
beautiful.
about giving.
So
And
come with a bottle.
come with your bottle.
Right. And your ticket
and
stub.
your ticket stub.
Yes.
And you will get in for the special price.
the
And make
special
it yours for 30.
Okay, 30 is fair.
$30 with
That's
a
the
bottle.
20 years plus 10
That's
on
the
top.
$20. Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna get your stubs,
Right.
and that way you could enter
Okay.
for the 20.
I love that.
think
God
so,
bless you. I
right?
love that. That's a good figure. I feel like it's a good number. And you feel special because you give back to those who will give back to you all the time.
And remember, the team is Western. So come out with your Western.
Come on, cowboy. Hey. Yes, I need to be on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
In my outfit. Can't wait.
Marina is saying, June is saying, so excited with partying.
Yes, man.
I was born a winner. Definitely will be there, God's willing.
I love it.
Nice. We feel so special,
Yes.
so special, so special.
Special.
You all are special. Congratulations
Thank
to
you,
the
guys.
winners. Which is any bills to the bus ride. Okay, good. Guys, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. And please, we have a special project coming out in October for breast cancer awareness. It's Pretty in Pink. It's going to be $55. Please buy a ticket, sponsor, whatever you want to help us with. We're willing. It's going to be a backyard event. It's going to be the 5th of October where it's not too cold. Right? And, we want you to come out there. We want you to dress formal because you'll be walking the runway.
Yeah.
All right? So
it.
once again, Pretty in Pink is coming up the 5th of October, 2024, God's willing. Any breast cancer survivors, if you have a doctor, a man who is suffering with it, a child who went through it, bring them out and we're going to be having a great afternoon. All right? Any bills to, right? No, I don't know if I go have that bull yet because see.
Oh, okay.
It's asking if you have a bull. You know, the bull when you go on it? Yeah. We'll see.
Let's
never know.
Let's see if we can rent one.
Yeah. All right. And don't forget special guest artists. We have Yankee Boy will be there on Saturday with his friends. All right. Love in the house.
Guys.
Peace, love, and joy.
Can't wait to see you.
Can't wait to see you on Saturday. And remember, swag, sexy woman and gentleman. Bye, guys. Have a great night. See you guys next week, God's willing.
Yes.
All right.
Willing.
Each one, teach one.